I go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And guys, today we're back with another banger. And guys, today we're reacting to apparently supposed to be the flipping Zack the Films clone, his story. Guys, I got different glasses on today for my new channel. This is the old one I wore in the first video of this Mimi and Tim Show Reacts. Well, if you guys want me to go back to this one, type in the comment W Mimi and Tim Show Reacts. And guys, let's get started with this apparently Zack the Films clone. Let's get it.
For this last bag, and nothing was stopping me from getting them. They waved it over my head for the 10th time, but then a hand came from the sky. A 7-foot man was holding the chips up over.
Wait, how tall is bro? Bro is so tall. He's the shortest one there, and while you see that big man that's taller than two kids. Let's just keep
His heads, his phone out. Go on, jump for it. They jumped but couldn't even reach his chest and stormed off embarrassed. I smiled up at him, but he was already looking at the label. Barbecue, my favorite. He opened the bag right there and literally stepped over me to keep walking. I swung as hard as I could and missed by so much I almost spun out of the box. It was the bottom of the 9th. We had a runner on third, 2 outs, down by 1. The ump dropped into his squat behind me. Just put the ball in play, kid. I looked up at my dad in the bleachers and winked. I'm hitting this one over, Dad. He cupped his hands around his.
Imagine bro doesn't even make it. Imagine bro just missed. Okay, I don't play baseball. I play whatever you call it in every different countries. Yeah, I call it football. Whatever you guys call it. Probably America soccer. Whatever you guys call it. Football, soccer, whatever.
His mouth. Send it, bud. The next pitch came in slow and right down the middle. I swung as hard as I'd ever swung in my life, and the ball cleared the fence by 10 feet. I dropped the bat and started running. Rounding first, I looked up at the bleachers to find my dad. He wasn't standing up. He was supposed to be standing up. He was the loudest one in the bleachers, and now he was just sitting with his hand on his chest. My mom was right next to him watching me through her phone, screaming, "Run, run, run."
Oh, I'll be right back, guys.
Second base. Dad still wasn't moving. By third, I was barely running. He fell forward over the bleacher rail, and I stopped halfway between third and home. Dad,
Guys, I think he had a heart attack, or maybe it was just like a shock, but I don't think he has a heart attack. Let's see.
Dropped the helmet and started running off the field toward my dad. The ump had my dad on the ground, pumping his chest with both hands. I fell to my knees and grabbed my dad's hand. My mom was on the phone with 911 screaming our address. 5 minutes later, the ambulance pulled up and the paramedics got him on a gurney. As they were loading him in, his eyes opened and found mine. I saw it, bud. His grip tightened on my hand. I've never been prouder. Then they slid him in, and the doors closed. I hit the only home run of my life, and my dad lived to see it. He keeps the ball on his nightstand. I was sitting in class when a Smurf walked in. It was my professor, painted head to toe blue with a white hat and everything. Half the class started laughing. He didn't react at all. He just set his bag down and started teaching like nothing was different. The girl next to me leaned over and whispered, "It's Smurf Day." I asked her what that meant. She just looked at me and said, "You'll see."
What the hell is Smurf Day? If you guys know what Smurf Day is, comment down below, because me, myself, and I don't even know what Smurf Day is, man.
After class, I grabbed one of the older students and asked him what was going on. He sat me down on a bench outside and told me the whole story. A few years back, the professor had a 3-year-old daughter. She was diagnosed with a rare brain disease and spent most of her life in a hospital bed. The Smurfs was her favorite show. Every night after his last class, he'd drive straight to the hospital and sit in the chair next to her bed and watch it with her. She'd rest her head on his arm, and they'd watch every episode together until she fell asleep. He was a single dad. He couldn't stop teaching because that's how he paid for her treatment. So every morning he'd leave her in that hospital room and walk into a classroom and pretend he was fine. He'd come in with red eyes and nobody said a word. Eventually, some of his students found out what was happening and put together enough money for him to take time off. He got to spend her last few weeks with her because of them. She passed away 3 days after his last class. Every year on her birthday, he walks into class.
Damn, bro. Damn.
painted blue from head to toe. He never explains it. He never talks about it. He just teaches the whole lecture looking like a Smurf because it was the last thing that made her smile. I was 12 and starving when...
If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and like and subscribe. Comment down what was your favorite part. This is story 4, as you guys can see. So for and yeah, like and subscribe.
I threw a chain over the electric fence around Mr. Hatch's apple tree. Sparks shot up everywhere and the wires went dead. My little sister was watching from under the bridge with Tommy and 4 others, gripping the moldy loaf we'd been splitting for 3 days. Mr. Hatch's porch looked down on that bridge. All week he'd been on it biting into apples and yelling at us. "These apples are the sweetest in town, rats. You'll never know." Tonight I was going to know. I climbed over and tiptoed.
Yep, he is going to know. He is gonna know. He is gonna know, hopefully.
Across wet grass toward the tree. A stick snapped under my foot loud enough to wake a graveyard. I froze, but the house stayed dark. 3 steps later, motion lights flooded the whole yard.
Guys, if you guys are in summer right now, just comment down below summer. And yeah, I got one of these, and this is on my table for my setup. And yeah, just owning it down. Just press the button on it. Yeah. If you guys are in summer, tell me if you guys are. And if it's very hot there, comment down below, hot and summer.
A door slammed open, and Mr. Hatch came charging out in his bathrobe. "Get your hands off my apples, you little rat." I sprinted to the tree, jumped onto the lowest branch, and climbed as fast as I could. He came barreling across the
Bro is speed, man, bro. Bro climbed like Spider-Man climbing up a building, bro. How the hell did bro do that?
With his head craned up at me and caught his foot on the chain I'd thrown across the wires. He flew shoulder first into the trunk so hard the whole tree shook. An apple the size of my fist dropped straight down and clocked him on the forehead. He went face down in the grass and didn't move. I whistled twice from up in the branches. Tommy was first over the fence with the rest piling in behind him. They stood under the tree with shirts held open while I dropped apples down until every shirt was full. Mr. Hatch woke up to bare branches. Under the bridge that night, my little sister got the biggest one, and we ate until our stomachs hurt. Turns out he was right about one thing. They really were the sweetest in town. My principal tried to shut down my silly band's business 4 times before he gave up. At recess on Monday, a first grader handed me $1, and I peeled the glow-in-the-dark unicorn off my wrist.
Bro is making profit of this, selling bracelets off your wrist in school. Bro is making money, bro, before he even gets an adult. $1
and dropped it on his. Behind him, a dozen more kids were waiting their turn, all holding quarters. A second grader tried to trade me a half-eaten Reese's, and I told him cash only. By Friday, I had more cash.
Guys, I'd tell you guys something about
crossed. The next day, I was in math class when I heard Mr. Doyle on the intercom. "Effective immediately. No silly bands are permitted in the classroom." I rolled my stack into my pencil case before he finished talking. At recess, I sold from the bathroom line while he prowled the playground checking wrists. The next day, he was back on the
What is the problem of having a band on your hand and not selling them? Maybe they're not selling them, I understand that, but why can't you not wear bands to school? Or maybe they're banned in your school, obviously. Well, we'll see.
No silly bands are permitted anywhere on school property. After the bell, I set up shop on the sidewalk 6 inches past the school gate. Kids poured out and lined up while Mr. Doyle rushed to the property line, gripping the fence as every dollar went into my pocket. A couple days passed, and I was sitting on the couch when my mom answered the phone, and I heard Mr. Doyle's voice. "Your son is running an unsanctioned business outside our school, and I need you to put a stop to it." She covered the phone and turned to me. "How much have you made?" I held up the wad and told her $92. She got back on the phone and said,
"Damn! 92! Bro is gonna be rich, bro. $92. Nah. Bro is absolutely
sounds like he's learning," and hung up. Then that Friday, Mr. Doyle stood at the gate watching me set up the line. He didn't say anything, didn't take notes. He just shook his head, turned around, and walked back inside. The next morning, he stopped me in the hallway. I tied my arm because I figured he was finally taking my stash. He pulled a wrinkled dollar bill out of his pocket. "My daughter wants the glow-in-the-dark mermaid." I slid it off my wrist and put it in his palm. "Cash only." Eric opened my snack cabinet and groaned, "There's no snacks in here." I stared at the Pringles, the ice cream, the Doritos, and
Bro, it looks like there's a lot of snacks in there, bro. You got more than one Pringles, more than one Doritos, more than one Lay's. How much do you want, bro? How much
Chocolate
do you
candies.
want?
What do you mean there's no snacks? Eric looked at me with red eyes and a goofy smile. I'm on the munchies, bro. I want Cheetos. The only open store is a 90-minute...
I know Cheetos is good, but you got all those snacks and you want to get Cheetos. Nah. Nah,
walk.
crazy.
Just eat the Doritos. Eric slammed the cabinet closed. I want Cheetos, dude. I groaned and put on my jacket. We stepped outside and Eric rubbed his hands. The walk will go quickly, dude. Trust me. But 5 minutes and heavy rain started pouring. My hair got wet and my pants immediately became drenched. Eric, let's turn back. You don't even have a jacket. But Eric smiled and put his arm around me. The longer the path, the louder the crunch, bro. I gave in and continued, my shoes squelching with every step. But then we reached the most dangerous street in the city. Maps showed this was the only way. And when I looked back, I saw a sketchy man in a hood behind us. I felt my heartbeat in my throat and instantly tapped Eric's shoulder. Let's go home. Someone's following us. But Eric just kept walking, smiling to himself and thinking about the Cheetos. I turned around and saw the man closer now. I caught a glimpse of the knife in his pocket and the paranoia kicked in. Eric, dude, he's behind.
Damn. That is crazy. I think bro should just go home. Leave your friend Eric out in the rain. Run home to safety. And make sure you're safe, bro. Make sure you're safe.
He's got a knife. We have to go, man. We have to go. Eric simply turned around and stared right at him. Him? Nah, he's just vibing. Just focus on the Cheetos, bro. He turned back around, and I began leading us down the weirdest turn.
What do you mean it's just vibing, bro? What do you mean? That may be a dangerous man out there and you're saying it's just vibing, bro. And by the way, all this for Cheetos, bro. All this for Cheetos.
Until we finally lost him. I asked
But
Eric
Cheetos
to just
are
call an Uber home the whole way, but he kept assuring me the Cheetos would be worth it. We finally reached the store and stepped inside, wet and soaking, my hands shaking because we'd nearly been killed. Eric walked to the Cheetos and picked them up. He looked at them closely, then shook his head. Actually, man, I don't really want these. He put them back, and I flailed my arms in anger and disbelief. Eric grabbed my shoulder. Bro, they were $2. I'm not paying $2. I can just eat the Doritos back at your place. My friend Darren laced up his new Jordans.
You don't even have money. And you said you want to go get Cheetos. Okay, guys. Guys, that's the end. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and guys, we out. Peace. See you guys in the next